Okay, the final episode of this season of Lower Decks called No Small Parts after this. Hello out there, I'm the Oldest Nerd, and on today's program we have for you a review of No Small Parts, the last episode in this season of Lower Decks. And as you might expect, they do have their run of Easter eggs. They mention Landru, Triskelion, Wolf 359, the Dominion War. They have an Exocomp that they introduce as a new character, the Packlids. But they get that out of the way, and what they end up doing is making what would be a very good TNG style episode. They are, we mentioned the Packlids. The Packlids were established in TNG as being kind of a backward civilization and not very bright, and yet they had managed to capture a starship of the same class as the Cerritos and a brand new version of that ship too, and they caught it and started cutting it up. They sent out a distress signal. The Cerritos was close by and went to try to help them out. Now, it becomes a very action-packed episode, and they lead you to believe that certain things are going to happen when they actually do not. While we have, last time we were talking about the revelation about Mariner being Captain Freeman's daughter, and that Boimler accidentally finds out through this holodeck simulation he did last week. And we knew it was going to be a big deal coming into this episode, but actually it did not take over most of the plot. At first they put some things to it, but the bigger A plot took over this episode rather than being kind of background noise to the B plot. And all of the ensigns had good parts. There was no small parts. That's probably what they were referring to in the title. And the Exocomp, who they introduced in the beginning of the series, you think is going to be the person or the entity that saves them all, doesn't. And it speaks back to, it's almost an Easter egg, to the episode in TNG where they find the Exocomp to be sentient. And so this Exocomp has a little more of a personality, not necessarily the nicest one. We have a member of the crew is there are people that die in this episode. You don't usually see that in cartoons, and this is very much a comedy, but it could have been done live action, except for more expensive special effects. Very well done. Very, you didn't know how it was going to end up, and the ending is very satisfying, and it does set up some things for the second season, which has been approved, and they've already written a great deal of the second season. They're going to be introducing some new characters there, and it should be a good run when they return, I guess, next year. But I did not really think anything would top the episode last week, but as it turns out, this one probably had a lot more action, a lot more heart, a lot more fewer jokes, really, and that wasn't so bad. So I'd like to know what you think about this, and please let me know. We have plenty of room for more subscribers, so please subscribe and ring the bell so you know when the next video is coming about. Next week, we're going to have Star Trek Discovery coming back for Season 3. We've heard word of other Star Trek projects that are moving forward and will be produced pretty soon. And then we also, of course, know that the Orville will be coming back maybe a little bit later than we thought. They were trying to get there on December 31st, a drop at that point, but it looks like it may take a little bit longer. There is going to be a full season once it starts, but it may be its last season. There's some talk going about that maybe it will not continue after that, that perhaps Seth MacFarlane is working on yet another kind of space show, somewhat different from the Orville. So that's something that we're going to keep a watch on here. But in the meantime, please do subscribe, ring the bell, and leave us a message if there's something that you'd like to say about this or the entire series of Lower Decks or things that are coming up. Until next time, don't go far.